about my life. Yo, 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 yo. Any questions you may have? Like, where do we go? Okay. What is my freaking link? Why am I hearing myself? I don't want that. Actually, I won't do it in that channel. I'll do it in self-promo. Send. Okay. That one is good. Can you stop meowing at me, please? Thank you. Appreciate you. Am I... Alright, let's go. GitHub. Switch to Openhud. And then my shortcuts aren't set up. Dang nabbit. This is not the folder I want. Okay, Openhud. Let's do that. Cool. npm run dev. Yo, the 420. Thank you for the follow. And BOTC. What's up, guys? How goes it? Oh, wow. Can you stop meowing at me? Got a couple followers coming through. How goes it? Okay. Today we are going to be working on the API a little bit more. The Rex. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, brother. We're going to be working on the API a little bit. I haven't worked on Openhud in quite a while, and I don't really remember where I left off on this. But I was working on getting the Lexograin HUD, or at least allowing Lexograin HUDs be implemented into the program. I need you to not meow at me anymore. Thank you. Getting the Openhud software lined up with the Lexograin default HUD at least, so that people can work on that and bring it in. And I had a working version of it, but it required me to change the API entirely. And I got pretty far with it, but I needed to redo the backend itself, the database table itself. Let's see. I have some notes.
Fucking sick.
Yo, thank you for the subscription. The 420, appreciate it. Holy fuck. Thank you. I really appreciate that, man. So anyway, I have notes here. I have like a couple different to dos. So fix front end, updating player, and figure out matches API. So we have it like 90% of the way there, and just being burnt out. Hold on, I need to pull up YouTube chat too to make sure people aren't talking to me in there and asking questions. He is the GOAT. I appreciate it. Thank you for creating a great HUD. You are welcome. I got very frustrated myself with trying, or not. I didn't want to pay a monthly payment for something that I didn't as a in my free time. And quite frankly, I think I'm gonna update the free HUD. The default one that comes with it. I don't think it looks all that great anymore. I kind of went through this rounded phase, but didn't really enjoy it all that much, to be honest. Or I don't really enjoy it all that much now. So I think we're gonna update that too once we get this going and get it into a little bit more of a visually pleasing point. But for today, we're just going to work on the program itself. So anyway, let's see. The last thing I did, like I said, was I was working on the API, which, God, it's been a minute since I worked on this. Okay. All right, so sources, Electron, database. No, not database. API. So we can run some tests first. Let's open up CS, make sure we got our game going. I also reset my computer, so I lost all my player data, which is unfortunate. But there's lots of plans. There's lots of plans with this. I need to change my thing to full screen windowed. Ignore my friend there. All right, 16. Let's do that. Can we just do? We'll do that first. Hey, thank you for the follow. Belt. Is that what it is? Belt or B3LTT? Which one? Okay, window full screen as always, like you have to. And let's see where we're at. Okay. Can close that, close that. Close this for now. Do I have a demo loaded? Play demo. I prefer belt. Okay, I'll say belt then. Demo files incompatible with version of game. Excuse me? What is that? Am I gonna have to download a new one? Okay, cool. What the heck? Okay. Gotta get a different demo then. HLTV. Valve destroyed demos? Dude, I haven't worked on this in so long. I bet, did it fuck with the program at all? Because it probably, if that's the case, I'm worried it doesn't work anymore. Because of the animations? Yeah. Gotcha. Let's see, what's a game going on right now? Or I guess a game that's over. B8 versus mouse. I don't know if I like the new animation. You go to ESEA and get a demo from a random match. Oh, are these going to be on the last patch? That would suck. See if these work. If that's the case, then I'll go to that. Good morning. Hello, roommate. ESEA are in last patch. Okay. Is that what I need? Is last patch? Or at least look like they work. Okay. I need test data, bro. I need to set up the test data so that I don't have to open up the game every time I do this. Yeah, you guys did write the same thing at the same time. Okay, so let's see. Do we got it? Do we got not connected to the server? Oh, do I not have the... I might not have the CFG. I should have the CFG. Huh? Game state, Openhud. API GSI. I clearly care about John Moore. Yes, that's very true. Huh. Why is that not working? What could that be? What could that be? All right, API, GSI. Where's the main one? Is it index? Is this it? No, this is the dev one. Man. Why is this not working? HUDs route, no. Did I change? I might have changed the route, but it should. I have both the routes in here, so this is weird that it is not showing up. Let me do this. Clear. npm run dev. Let's restart it, see if that was the problem. I know there's also an issue recently with, I guess this isn't a recent thing, but the overlay staying on top of the HUD is something I've been working on as well. I know people have been having issues with that. And did it again, and did it again, and did it again. Sockets. This is actually confusing the hell out of me because I know I changed the route. Hey, thank you for, hey, mister. How's it going, brother? I wish I could get another banger from Johnny Depp, like more movie of... I think they are making another Pirates of the Caribbean. Hey, what are you working on? I'm working on Openhud. I'm working on the program because I need to finish up this 3.0.7 version. But I'm having issues with it right now for some reason. I don't know if it's the most recent update, but it's not picking up my game state integration for some reason, unless that file path has changed. But I should have it in the same spot. I need to, like, mentally get myself back in that headspace of coding, or working on this one at least, because I haven't thought about it in a long time. So I'm kind of struggling right now to remember how I set everything up. Let's see. Well, why don't I just go over to the GitHub. Do you have any plans for adding new features? Yeah, I definitely do. There's a lot of things that I want to add to it, to the program. It's just about time and also about getting myself to do it, considering I'm doing this. I do this at work too, so it's like I go to work and then I come home and I would have to work again basically. So I've been taking a little step back from it, but I mean, cameras is one. I would love to have like global keybinds to like switch sides and stuff. There's a lot of things. This thing is far from being finished. So eventually. It's just me working on it, though, right now. Okay. So, we want to go to copy the game state integration. Go into... Okay. Cam's custom kill feed. Yeah. Definitely custom kill feed. That would be nice. I need to look into how the Half-Life After Effects. I need to look in. I haven't looked into their APIs or anything like that, so I don't know how their stuff works. But definitely would like to get that implemented at some point. Hey, brother, in the next update, you gonna launch webcams? Probably not in the next update. Probably not, because I've not looked into it. I know that there was someone in the Discord that was showing that they had some version using cameras with, I think it was like Voodoo Ninja or something like that. But I've not looked into that right now. I just need this version should be addressing getting Lexo HUDs into the program and also making sure the overlay stays on top of the game. I think those are the two biggest ones right now. What are we predicting? What is this prediction? Will JT crash out on this coding stream? Probably not. It's going to be a short one. But yeah, cameras definitely are something I'll look into eventually, or maybe I'll reach out to that person that had put it in the Discord. So those are the two features, and then I also I want to update the default HUD, and also get Mister's HUD into this. I think I'll have two default HUDs that you can switch between, because he had a free version that looked really good. Yeah, the Lexograin HUD compatibility would be a lifesaver. Yeah, I agree, and I think that's been my main focus, and I kind of burnt myself working on that. The problem with that is, though, that the Lexograin HUDs, if you sign them, they have a cryptography thing that I would need to figure out. So unfortunately, right now, I don't think I'll be getting the signed HUDs as a working version, which I wish I could. But I need to look into their stuff more. But I can't really, I don't know. It's different. I don't know if I'll be able to figure that part out without somehow getting their stuff, and I don't think I am allowed to do that. So maybe we'll figure out our own way to sign HUDs, but for now, signed HUDs are kind of out of the picture. Anyway. Now I have to figure out why my game is not being loaded. Have you guys had any issues since this new update with the GSI not connecting? Because this should be connected for me, but I did reset my computer. I guess we can do a Postman. Do I have Postman installed? I don't have it installed here. We'll do it in here. Postman. For the one Lexo HUD I saw, the JS and CSS files were encrypted in base 64. So I think they have, the way that they do it is interesting. I think they're using the crypto library in Node.js for some parts of it, and I think I don't think it's just that, but I don't know. I have to do some more research into it. But I would love to be able to make it so people could sign their HUDs, because it is kind of annoying to you have to trust the person you're giving your HUD to. That they won't give it out to other people, which is fine probably, but all right. New request. Local host. All right, I don't have any players made, so that makes sense, but I am getting a 200 response, so that means my stuff is up on here. Let's see, why would that not be working? By the way, I'm creating a scoreboard for vMix. How can I get the data from Openhud to my vmix. That's a great question. I've not used vmix before, but you can probably, let's see, how could you do that? I mean, I would assume it would just be like sending the, you could create some sort of API route that sends data to a specific link that you somehow get from vmix. I don't know. I don't know anything about vmix, to be honest with you. I've never messed around with vmix. I know a lot of people have, but I've never messed around with it. So I couldn't tell you how specifically to get that. But I mean, sending the data from Openhud to it through an API route would most likely be the solution. Or you could, I mean, you could just do like another overlay, like if you wanted to create a scoreboard HUD and then have that data go from a route to that displays as a browser source of some sort in vmix, something like that. Okay, I think I know what I can do to test why this is not working. Okay, so we're gonna open a different one. I have a different folder for the API that I want to keep them separate so I can update the API as we go. So let's, hello. Okay. Okay, I don't know why that popped up. I think we're good. All right, npm run dev. Okay, so we got a server listening. Let's go source API index. Let's go index. API router. Use GSI. We're gonna read the game data. That's where we're at. Let's see. And let's console log it just for now. Console log data. Okay. So we are getting the data. So this means we're in the game. Did I tell you I got in trouble at work for downloading? Why? PyCharm? What is PyCharm? Okay, so we are receiving game data. So that means that is fine. Let's see. Let's go back to the other one. No, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, let's start. New window, open, folder, desktop, GitHub, Openhud, select. Let's go npm run dev. Let's go to index. No, we need API routes. API routes, read game data, console log data. Let's see if this is sending it to us. It's a Python IDE. Oh, why did? Oh, did you downloaded it for what? What do you need to download that for? Hey, Frost CS2, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay. So why is my API receiving data? Oh, there we go. But this is not. Am I getting any bugs? Console. Failed to load resource API matches. That's fine. We don't need a current match. What did I do last time? GitHub, desktop. Let's see here. History. So my last commit was this one. My boss wanted me to download 300 PDFs that, yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And I was just like, I can write a script to download all the PDFs faster than I can individually download them. That is true. You might not need Python to do that. Look into just doing like bash scripting. Bash scripting would do that for you. Like just directly in Windows. Why is my HUD below my game in OBS, please fix. That is a classic one. Okay, so the last thing I did here, API routes, let's see, So I'm receiving game data, which means, why are you not? I could have sworn that this was working before, when I last committed. I guess let's first address these issues. So let's go to the matches. Matches, controller, route. Okay. But those errors are coming from the front end, so that means it's just not getting anything, so there's nothing to display, which is fine, because it could be null. All right, let me think about what I want to do here. First off, let me get this to stop, so we verified that the game data is coming through. So let's go back to this one. We don't need to have the console log for it anymore. We can cancel this, clear, restart it. One problem I had is my overlay in my overlay. I could see the player photos, but if I added the overlay as a browser source in the OBS player, photos not pick up. You're probably using a path relative to your computer, and you can't do that. You got to use like Imgur, because OBS won't do a relative path on your computer. I use the local host thing. Yeah, you're probably understanding what I'm saying now. But yeah, if you're not using, it depends on what version you're using, because 3.0.7 will also allow for local uploads of player pictures, but there's not like a full release for that yet. So if you're using like the older version where there's no like upload button and it's just a input that you put in for a string, that has to be done through like a cloud service like Imgur or Google Drive or something like that, because OBS won't be able to find that path. Okay, so this is very confusing to me. I don't know why. Why would that be doing that? Let's go front end. Components, pages, matches, match page. Same thing happens if I open the overlay in my browser. Yeah. Well, huh. Interesting. Physical side and color variables for teams would be very good. Yeah, I do want to add that as well. That's another thing. I have a, where is it at? I think I have it on GitHub. Oh, I don't want a private window. Let's see, new window. So if you look at the GitHub, let's do it this way, Openhud. Nope, that's my development one. Come on, Openhud. So if you look at the GitHub, I'm treating this issues page as kind of a to-do list. And so all of these things are things that I plan to add, or issues that I've been having. Some of them I've looked into and I need to delete, like the child process for the server. I don't really think we need that. User settings to database, global hotkeys. But yes, no, physical side and color variables would definitely be something that I want to add. Why no try another framework like Vue better for performance than React? So that is a good point, and I actually do have a version of Openhud with Vue. It's not in here. It's that I was going to start working on, because I actually have started using Vue at my job. So I had started working on a version of it for that. So maybe that's something I'll transition to eventually. But also React just seems I mean, since the default HUD that everybody's going to be using anyway, from that CS2 React HUD from Lexograin, that's like the main one people start editing. That one's in React, so it kind of just made sense to go to stick with it for the program. And that was the first thing I learned was React. So, but I would love to start learning more Vue by working on a Vue version of the HUD. There is what is that? That Drew's HUD or whatever. Drew CS2 HUD. What is his name? No, not that. This guy. Is it Drew or is it Dr. Weiss? One of the two. His is done in Vue, I'm pretty sure. So you can look into his. I know a lot of people use this one. Yeah, him. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Okay, I keep getting distracted thinking about new stuff. My brain is all over the place right now. So right now, why are we not getting game data? So we are receiving it in Openhud. We are getting it through the route. And it is a problem with the front end that it is not displaying. Now, why would that be? Was the first one I ever used. It was lightweight, but Christ, was it hard to understand and install? That was an issue I had as well. I looked into it because I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll try to like make a HUD based on his stuff. But I didn't understand Vue. I also didn't really understand really how to code that well at the time. Still don't really, but it's all learning. It's all learning. Hey, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. If I had to explain someone how to install it, I couldn't. Yeah, it's interesting. It also just kind of seems like React is slightly, I don't know. There might be more information about React applications for I don't know if you're using like AI to come up with a bunch of stuff. Which a lot of my learning has not only, I mean, I'm taking college courses right now, so that has obviously taught me my basics, but AI has been helping me a decent amount, especially making this thing. I probably wouldn't have been able to make this without AI. It kind of carried me when I was first starting out, for sure. Okay, anyway, please stay focused. I can't. Okay, so I am receiving it through the API route, and it is the front end that's not detecting it, it seems. Let me open up the Lexograin React HUD as well and see if it's receiving data, because that's what I was working on before. npm run dev. Backend is so unexplained, he doesn't even use Vite or Webpack to write the front end. Really? Interesting. Okay, so I am getting it. So it is working. So does that mean the... Interesting. Learn more React from making HUDs than a master's degree. I'm right there with you. I would say that my degree, I'm getting a comp sci degree right now, and I would say that it definitely has taught me a lot, but a lot of the coding stuff that I've learned is self-taught, I would say. Because it's like they introduce you to very like basic stuff, right? And like kind of get you in the thought process, but there's just so much that goes into stuff. I mean, my college didn't teach me what debugging was, for fuck's sake. So I was sitting there, and I still do. I still have a bad habit of like doing the console.log stuff, but it's insane how 99% of my coding knowledge comes from this. That's exactly why I started working on it too, was because I was like, hey, I need a way to learn this. I need a way to learn coding, and I feel like the college is not doing all that much for me personally. Although my college is not really meant as or known for like a computer science program. Um, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad, but it's no like Harvard or something. One of the best. I started looking at those Harvard courses on YouTube, and those ones are pretty good introduction to coding, I would say. And it's free, so that's nice. Okay, so we're receiving data, so this front end stuff doesn't actually matter. All right, let's create a player. Let's see. Another thing, I need to get a button that like. Could I do it in here? I could probably put it in like this dashboard. Why are you not working? That's what's really making me confused. You giving me any errors in here? Let's see, reload. No matches. Theme. We don't need the theme anymore. Current match. See, this shouldn't matter. Why are you not? But I also think that it was easy to get into this because I was taught good principles in uni. Yeah. So like that, I mean and that's what it's for, right? That's what college is for, is to teach you the basics, get you like somewhat interested in it. And then you kind of go from there. It is very hard though when you're looking for jobs and like you only have college experience, and then it's like how do I freaking, and I luckily I found an internship, but how do you get a job straight out when if you didn't like in your free time go and figure out stuff? How do you get a job? There's nothing to show. Okay, let's go dashboard. Sources. Oh, this is the wrong one. Okay, so as you can see, this is me showcasing. This is the default Lexograin HUD, and it is working with the Openhud program. Now, my Openhud program itself is being weird, and it's telling me not connected to the server for some reason. Don't understand why that is. Probably something with dashboard API. I can probably look into it. But as you can see, we got the default HUD working for it. And let's go Torji. Steam. Let's get a Steam ID. Ugh, I hate when it's like this. Steam ID Finder. And so we're gonna create a player, Torji. I'm gonna get his name. Why didn't you work? Will you work for me? All right, here we go. So 64. We got Steam ID right there. We don't need name. We don't need these two. Let's go HLTV. Let's say Torji. Did I do that wrong? Oh, there we go. The main reason, let's see. The main reason is that developing the CS2 HUD is a lot of fun, at least for me. Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be working on it if I didn't have a good time doing it. Personally. If this was something I hated, I wouldn't be doing it. But I find it fun for sure. So we get Torji, upload a picture. So we have the picture uploaded there. We don't need the rest of that. Let's submit. Ooh, what happened? Constraint failed. SQL constraint failed. Foreign key constant. Oh, does he need a team? Oh, that's a bug. Do I need to have him have a team? I thought I fixed that though. I thought there was a null value. I'd literally rather be developing some HUD than actually playing the game nowadays. Dude, I got so addicted when I first started doing this. I was in the code mines. You can ask if Frogzar or ECM Arsenal are still in here. I would spend hours just working on this all day. The coding mines. What was I just doing? Constraint. All right, so let's go database. Database.ts. So can we... Where's our players table? Players table. Teams. Didn't I change all this? That should be way more. Am I in the right thing? This is messed up. They should have like not nulls and foreign key. Why is it like this? Any script or JavaScript? I like TypeScript. TypeScript's my thing. I enjoy TypeScript. This is wrong. What happened to my changes? Huh? API rework. See, I had a bunch of different like constraints and stuff. Why is this not? TypeScript just exhales aura. I love TypeScript. It's good. I didn't like it at first, but it is good. It's very nice. I love working with it. Yo, Alex Pop-Up, thank you for the Prime. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for Openhud. Thank you for using it. I appreciate it. It makes me feel very happy when people are using it. Like I think I saw a clip the other day on Twitter of 3 Clicks Philip, who tweeted out a video of someone using it. It wasn't like not saying that, oh, look at this HUD or anything, but it was just a clip of someone using it. I was like, holy shit, that's the one I made. Jason is the future. Nobody using SQL database. Yeah. See, what I really want, well, that's not true. SQL database is still, I can tell you, very popular. Actually, probably still the most popular. Now, like different, like my job, right? I work for a decently big company in my area. I'm not gonna like give it away or anything, but we're still using like Oracle SQL databases, and it's mostly, I mean, I would assume it's a lot of it has to do with how long the company's been around, and that's just like what they've always used, and they can't really transition to something else. But SQL is still very big nowadays. Although so eventually that's another thing with the HUD. I was looking into Supabase as a sort of back end, so that we could have cloud saving. The only problem is that like once we start doing stuff like that and stop being local, eventually it's going to have to cost money, and I don't want the program to cost money. So SQLite especially is kind of just like, from all my research, the perfect backend for it. Anyway, my database, this is wrong. These should be different. This should be a foreign key. Team should be a foreign key and not null. I had all this written out, and I don't know where it went. And that's kind of scaring me because I worked hard on that. Let's see. Unless this is an old file that I'm looking at. It really depends on the size of the project. Yeah, for sure. What's the stance on monetizing custom styles for Openhud? What do you mean? Just my opinion, I don't like cloud stuff in this. Go to local is much more reliable. I agree with you 100% there. It would be nice to like, maybe I see the the argument for cloud, right, is that it would be nice for people to be able to log in and just have all their settings already right there saved and all their players and stuff, right? Instead of having to do the extra step of like, oh, let me export this file, let me put it back in the same spot. It's really not that much effort, but for some people that are not like developers or programmers or something like that, that's where we lose those kinds of guys. Anyway, but I agree with you. I would like to I'd like to stay local if I can. And I think that's what if I had to guess what Lexograin does, right? They have their cloud system. You make an account, you create your players, it uploads them to the database. But to get them locally and to keep it in a real-time setting, it kind of has to be on your local machine. So I'm assuming what they do is that they make it so you upload those players, it goes into their cloud thing, and then it is still local as well, so that if you log into on a different computer, it probably just downloads the exact same stuff to a local database like SQLite anyway. Because there's no way, there's no way that it would be hard to, like, there'd be lag. We'll just put it that way. If you're trying to ping, or if you're not ping, if you're trying to send a request to their cloud in real time, with WebSockets and stuff and all that, so it would just be too much, I think. So I think that the easiest solution, at least in my head, is to have a local database, probably like SQLite or something, or maybe like a JSON local database that gets downloaded whenever you log in. That's what I would assume that they're doing. Okay, do I have another, let's see, helpers. Let's see. Yeah, so my database file's fucked. This is my old one that didn't have any constraints or anything like that. Any programs, cloud save is shit, Steam cloud save or any. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Like you understand why they do it, but local for sure for me. I prefer that. Unless you throw some big money into it, it won't work well. Yeah, exactly. Supabase, I was looking. So if you don't know what Supabase is a how do they describe it? It's like a Postgres SQL. I forget the exact name. We can look it up. And it was free up until a certain point. Kind of similar to how Google has Firebase. This is Supabase. Yeah, Postgres database that you can also export to run at your own local containers or whatever you're using. It looked pretty nice and it was working decently well. I just felt like, one, I needed to learn more SQL, and two, it was just going to be too much, and I wanted to keep it as local as I could. Well, I said I was going to be working on Openhud, and I've made zero progress. I've only found bugs so far. Did you feel a sense of achievement when you open source this project? Yeah, so honestly, I was very in between making people pay for it and not, because I've put so many fucking hours into this program, but honestly, I came to the thought process, right, of like, the people that are going to be using this are majority of the time going to be people who are doing like casting and observing and stuff at not a professional, like not like a super high professional level where they're making money from it. It's going to be more of a hobby for most people, and if they are making money, it's probably like, we'll put it this way, they're probably not working for ESL or anything like that, because ESL would give them their own HUD, you know? So, you know, I would rather people have something to work with as a start. And if you make them pay for it, it's suddenly you're obligated to fix their bugs. That is yes, that is that is true too. Then I would be obligated to work on it 100%. And I would also have to figure out all the credit card payments. I'd have to like set up a Stripe thing, and I would have to do all that stuff. But honestly, I would rather people So I mean, there's more that go into that, but I would rather people just be able to use it. I don't really care. I'd rather see cool moments and see my HUD being used than me having it behind a paywall and nobody using it. You know, I think you can monetize Openhud in some other way. You deserve it. So I do. I have the Patreon. I have the premium HUD. And people have been very generous with that, and they've bought that. So I mean that's an option that I've been using, but I mean I'd rather not be in a pay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I want to use it for tournaments for the lower ESEA divisions, people in my community. Yeah, exactly. And it's like most likely, I mean, I don't know what you do, but most likely you're not making a bunch of money from that, right? So whatever tool, if I can provide you a tool that makes your life easier and in turn makes it so that like we provide higher quality products, if that makes sense, and then hopefully that leads to, I don't know, making the scene better, or like I can tell you this. I'll give you the perfect example. When I was a player and not working on this stuff, when I was a player, I would go back and dude, I would be so happy when I saw someone like casting our game or something like that, right? And I think providing that experience to people and making it seem like it's like a, I don't want to say more professional, but like just like an overall better product, and everyone makes it is happier, and everyone it's just going to elevate everything up, basically. That's what I'm, long story short. I just want everything elevated up and we all help each other out. Stripe is incredibly easy to set up, trust me. I've looked at it for sure. I just, like I said, for the most part, everything about this program is just time and effort that I want to put into it. And coming home from work is, I just could not, I can't be bothered right now at least to learn something else. I just want it functional. Maybe we can look into something like that eventually, but a functional, it is a functional program right now, but there's a lot of like quality of life things that need to be added for sure. At most like $10 entry fee, but that would go towards paying casters or graphic designers. Yeah, exactly. Prize pool too. Yeah. And honestly, I don't need a portion of that for this program, you know. IMO, it's just a matter of time before you kill. Nah, hell, definitely not. Listen, Lexograin has its place. It has its place for sure. If you are a big tournament, right? You have a little bit of money to throw around. Lexograin makes your life 100,000 times whatever, easier. I'll tell you this. I do observing. I do observing for the prize picks. The prize picks tournament that like Flom, Complexity, and all of them do. And I use Lexograin. I don't use Openhud for that, but I use Lexograin because as of right now in its current form, and I don't know if I can get up. I mean, they have a full team of developers on Lexograin. I'm just one guy, you know. But I use Lexograin because like it has the keybinds already. It has the camera set up if you need them. It's just there's, you know, it just makes it easier. Now, if you're a smaller one though, this one's perfectly fine. We need to kill Lexograin. No. I don't think killing Lexograin, competition is good, you know? Competition's good. That's the thing. The biggest tournaments have their custom solutions. The smaller streams don't go with. Yeah, so but I'm talking about like medium sized, right? I'm talking about like an NA revival, right? They have a little bit of money to throw around, but they don't have enough money to commission an entire program to correctly do everything and stuff. You know. Eventually, Openhud, like, I don't know, I'm also definitely down for community code to be put into it. But there's not been, I mean, like, there's a bunch of PR requests out there people could work on. Um, and I'm more than happy to implement any code that people would work on. But eventually, maybe Openhud gets there. But I don't think it'll ever replace Lexograin. Lexograin is too much with $35. I have a nice dinner. That's true. My HUD is pretty good. I used it. I used like the trial of it, and it actually, I mean, that thing works pretty solid. So my HUD is definitely a great option. And I think it's like what, $7 a month. I don't. It's really not that bad. My HUD is pretty good. I do like replays with vMix. Yeah, and so like things like that, right? Like Lexograin has the scout observing, right? Or they have the auto replay system. So I mean, those things maybe like in years or something, whatever happens to Openhud, maybe somehow eventually we get those implemented. But as of right now, it's that's not something I can do, you know. Auto replay system, you need to have 2 PCs. Yeah, exactly. It's $35 and you get pretty much nothing. Well, I wouldn't quite say that. I do think it's a good program. I mean, it's way better than mine, but mine's free. So, what motivates you to do this project? Love of the game. We were kind of just talking about this, but I just like seeing people use it. And I just think that providing a free thing for people to use helps elevate the scene in all ways. Players like watching it more. It looks like better, like it looks more professional for lower tournaments or whatever like that. So, but I just like seeing people use it. What really motivated me was I didn't want to pay to provide a good experience for people, is what it really comes down to. I could set up a simple 50-line JavaScript server and do the same thing the $35 plan does. Okay. I believe it. Let's go to the next song. Okay, so I need to find out where my database file went because this is wrong. This is old. Maybe I didn't update it from the API yet. Let's take a look. Let's look at this. New window. Open folder. Desktop. GitHub. API. Select folder. $35 server better than... Yeah. No, I know what you mean. No, yeah, like it does seem weird. I will say, like, I don't want this to be a freaking Lexograin hate stream, right? But the login system seems slow, right? Like you log in and it takes like five seconds for it to do anything. So you have to pay to remove a watermark. Yeah, it's not good. It's not, and which is, yeah, that's why I not a fan, and what kind of motivated me to do this. Because personally, as a broke college student, you can't afford $35 a month, especially when you're doing something for free anyway. All right. Most of the games that I would cover would not get paid for. All right, let's go database. Where are you at? Database. Nope, that's the wrong one. Where are you at? Bitch, I'm attractive. Configs database. Yeah, see, here's like what the actual one should look like. All right, so we have like the not null unique. So this is the updated. So this is in the config. So maybe that is an old one that I'm looking at. Configs. Yeah, it is an old one. Okay, so I need to... Let's remove this. Database. There we go. You would understand paying for automated observing or cinematic stuff, but being able to use the HUD should be free. I agree 100%, especially one that you create and you customize yourself. Like if I'm making a HUD, right? And I mean, I get they got to make money, right? They made the program, they're providing the stuff, right? They got to make some money. But I feel like if I'm taking the time to customize my own HUD, then I should be able to use that. They only care about profits, but they forget. You know. Does anyone know what HUD solution Blast or ESL use? So ESL definitely have their own custom solution. I think theirs is somewhat based off of what Lexograin was originally based off of, but definitely modified by now. Blast, I have no idea. I don't know what they use. Probably a custom solution as well. They remove the guy who made the program for them in the first place. Really? Did they? Wait, who did they remove? I didn't know that. Oh, Komodo. Komodo, I think he did the I think he made the like layout, the like actual like design of the HUD, right? I talked to him a little bit about it. He had messaged me not too long ago because I was using an old program that he was working on and customized. I don't know how much of the back end and stuff that he did. I have no idea, but I know he made like the original design of the like CS2 React HUD and stuff. But I also heard that, or at least someone told me that someone else got removed recently too. So, which is unfortunate. He did work. He was considered one of the founders. Yeah, that's what I heard too, and that it kind of didn't end in a great way or a way that he liked, I think. After they became profitable. That sucks. That sucks. We don't like that. Let's see. Okay, so the problem I was having, right, I tried to create a player. It says that there is a constraint issue. Let's try it again. So what was the... So we'll say Torji. Do that, upload avatar. Okay, and then we need his Steam ID again. Okay. That's the wrong window. Alright, so we got those uploaded. So error submitting player. Huh? I think I probably got... Is this the API? Yeah, close that one. So we got constraint failed. Which one was it? Foreign key. So it's probably the team. Can a foreign key not be null? That's a question. I was taking a look into Leadify's API. I think it could be interesting to integrate into a HUD, and it's fairly easy to use. Do they have like a open source one? Leadify CS2 API. Do they have like an API that people can use? This is developers guidelines. Here we go. Leadify finally has a public API, so you can take advantage of the Leadify platform and API to develop new community applications and integrations. Ooh, interesting. You should attribute your use of Leadify data while also avoiding the impression that your application is affiliated or... Okay, cool. It's fairly easy to use. You have to credit them. Yeah, that's something we could look into for sure. Linking, so where you show the data, you should link back to the original data source. You on Leadify. Okay, got it. Okay, so like, where's the actual? Where's the actual? Oh, here it is. Okay, I just need to actually read. Ooh, that could be really interesting to use. Like, I don't know, maybe if you're like mid match, you have a guy gets an MVP of the round or gets like an ace or something, and it like goes to their Leadify AP like profile using their API, shows like what their stats or something looks like. I don't know. That'd be cool. That could be something you could integrate pretty easily into a HUD, I would imagine. Or maybe like look at a last match that they had. I don't know if does Leadify, can Leadify track it? No, they probably don't have a way to track like league matches, right? Because that's not going to be in their CS history. That'd be cool to look into, though. You can add that to the new one. Leadify integration. That would be a back end, front end, low priority. Okay. Look into integrating Leadify API into HUD somehow. Smile. Create. Cool. Yeah, that's something we can definitely look into. Okay, so anyway, going back to this error, right? So we have this one's not the right window. We have the SQL constraint, foreign key constraint failed. Why is this happening? This is probably because the team is a foreign constraint, and can foreign keys not be null? That is a question that I do not know. So we're going to pull out our good friend Google SQLite. Can a foreign key be null? Look at that. Yes, a foreign key can be null. While a primary key cannot be null, a foreign key can be defined as nullable, which contains... Okay. Cool. So they can be null. Which is good, but do I have to... Foreign key constraint failed. Interesting. 2025 ESL UI design looks disgusting. It's grown on me a little bit, to be honest with you. I think it's hard to look at change. So let's go. ESL. What was the most recent Cologne? Cologne 2025. Let's take a look at it. Let's critique it a little bit, yeah? Let's go results. It's good, still downgrade for me. So I thought the same as well. I don't think it's all that bad, personally. I think that originally, so let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Okay. I'll turn this off for now. Sorry, that's loud. Apologies. All right, let's go here. So I'll tell you what bothers me right off the bat. Can we get better quality? Or is this the max we can do? Okay, that's probably the max we can do. Okay, so what I don't like, right? These are the things that I am not a big fan of. The icons. The icons are interesting. I'm not going to call them bad, but they're like too fat and too, like, it's like they put them in 4x3. You know what I mean? They put them in 4x3. Not a fan of that. I think they all just kind of look a little strange. So the head armor, yeah, they are wide. They're big. They're big. The armor does not look very good to me. The kit is fine, but it's too, I don't know, it's almost like too gamery. It's too gamery, if you know what I mean. The weapons too, they are, I mean, they were fine. You just really didn't need to change them. I personally, I like vertical. I like vertical HUDs. I'm not a big fan of the horizontal ones myself, but they tried to reinvent the wheel. I see. Yes, I think that they kind of had to though, right? Because Blast is forcing their hand. When Blast came out with their HUD, like theirs was like kind of showcasing a lot more. And I don't know. I really liked Blast HUD, or I still really like Blast HUD. And so it's literally it's forcing ESL to change theirs up, right? And so they have to come up with something, but they can't really copy Blast because then it's like you know. So armor icon is fine, but the other icons are disgusting. I'm not a big. If you are a new player or a new viewer of the game, right? If you're a new viewer of the game, this doesn't tell you anything. This armor icon, yeah, I have no idea what that means. The others I can kind of see. It's like, oh, that's like a grenade. I can put two and two together. Like, oh, these are probably different types of grenades. I see that's like pliers or something, and there's a bomb, so I know that's a thing. The armor icon, no. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. So that's one of the big things for me. I don't like the icons personally. I think one of the biggest things here is that the blue up here doesn't match like stylistically at all with this stuff. Like it just is like it's just different, and I know there's like a separation, right? There's a separation, like that's tournament colors, I guess is what you would consider those, but like it just like that up there it doesn't go with this. It doesn't go with this at all. It doesn't go with that at all. It was so good. Blast is an upgrade. So do you like the new Blast one? I don't know. I like a lot of the things that the new Blast HUD has done, but I don't know if I like it visually as much as I did the other one. Why is everyone no longer pursuing rounded corners but flat corners instead? See, Openhud, the default HUD, has rounded corners, and I thought it looked good, but I don't know. I don't know if I like it anymore. Rounded corners, to me, it just kind of looks... How do I put this? Like rounded corners, if you're doing web design, right? Rounded corners looks fire on like websites. But for a HUD like this, I don't know if rounded corners really works all that well. At least overly rounded. I think mine, the one in Openhud, are overly rounded. Maybe like a slight roundedness to them. But I do like the sharp. I like sharp. Like this, like it's clean. It's clean, you know? ESL just lacks on player bars. The rest is near perfect. Yeah, so these player bars would be fine. I don't know. Also, why is the $sign a different color from the actual amount? Is it? Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, that's kind of strange. I can understand, like I see the thought process to get there, right? It's like, oh, we're gonna showcase this is like the CT money and this is the T money, but really you shouldn't do that. I think you're right on that one. It feels like each part of the HUD was created for a different context. Yes, see, and that's exactly what my thing. Like, look at this. We have the tournament colors here. We have the sponsored logo with like a random white background. Do you see a white background anywhere else in this? Like, I know that they probably just needed to have a background for the sponsor, but it doesn't really align with anything else. And then we have like this dark blue color, but then that's nowhere else except for up here. There's no. Like, it just doesn't follow. It just doesn't follow correctly. So, I like the idea of it. I think that the observed player, too, I think that Blast has kind of showcased like, hey, the observed player doesn't need to have a whole bunch of different like it doesn't need to have all the information on it. People don't really care about that. I feel like unless they're like diehard fans, you don't need to showcase their ADR and everything in two different spots because it's redundant. But you're totally right because this does not match with this, and that doesn't match with anything, and this map is just like a default map. The only thing it matches with, like even the background is like where does, like if you look at Blast, right? Let's go look at Blast CS2. Let's go watch this one. Like let's go. Come on, show me a game. Okay, so like Blast, right? Look at how everything just goes together. It has the dark background up here. It has the dark background here. The mini map has the dark background. The mini map background has the same background as that up there. And then like the players have the same colors up here. You know, it just all fits together. It just all fits together nicely. And I think that's where it's like we're in different eras of Counter-Strike HUD. Like this is like CS:GO HUD, and then this is CS2 HUD, and then this is just like a mixture of the two. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. Let's see. Where was I at in the chat? Let's see. It feels like that. Yeah, exactly. The player background. The player bar's background health bar looks not great. I'm kind of fine with it. I think if you were going to do it, this is the way you would do it. I don't think that's all that bad, personally. I like it mostly because I didn't like the previous one. You didn't like the previous Blast HUD? The, like, old, let's see, CS2 Blast HUD. Let's see if it just pops up. Because I thought it was pretty good. Where is it at? Is it this one? You didn't like this one? You didn't like that one? I could see why you don't. I just think that this one specifically, it pushed ESL to change theirs. It does look kind of basic, but I think it looked better than the old ESL one. I don't know. I might be crazy on this one. Blast design grows on you the more you look at it. It felt quite off. The new one looks, yes, like I said, the new one I've been trying to like wrap my head around. I do like it a good amount. The new one has grown on me a lot. Let's see. Hey, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on chat here. I usually don't have this many people in the chat talking. Let's see. Blast design grows on you. Yeah, I just read that. All right, the new Blast design. The new Blast HUD is a designer piece for sure. ESL has a different style for the players. Observe match bar, radar. It's confusing. Yeah, it makes no sense. And that's the problem I have with it. I think that it could be done correctly. I'm also not a fan of the muted colors as much. Like for the, where's it at? For the, like, I kind of like muted colors, but this just feels weird to me. This just feels weird to me. I prefer having like the blue and yellow color scheme for T and CT though. So I like that. I really like this HUD until you pointed out all the mistakes I haven't noticed before. Are you talking about the ESL one? This right here? Yeah. When you really start looking into it more, it's you know. It's not bad. It's definitely not bad. And they have a lot of cool features in it, but it's not. Mr. Streamer Man, your TikTok link is broken. I'm sorry. I will fix that for you. Now that I look back, the 2024 Blast design feels a bit too bland. It does, but like you got to realize, like you got to put into context, like what CS HUDs looked like before this, you know? Because I can show you, right? I can show you guys a version of my first HUD, you know? And it looks awful. My first HUD looks terrible compared to what I did. Let's see. I probably have a. This was back before I even started working on Openhud. When I was like first casting games, and I downloaded the free program that I think Lexograin was originally based on, right? And I had just started. I knew nothing about like design. I still don't really know that much about design, to be quite honest with you. But here it is. Here it is. Here it is. So you got to remember, well, right? Like the old CS HUDs were not very good. So looking back at the Blast HUD and being like, oh, it's kind of bland. Yes, it's kind of bland like to today's standards, right? But dude, they were pretty bad. And okay, look at this one. Look at this one. This was my first one. This is awful. This is now this is bad. This is bad. You know? Like that this is not good. It's not awful. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, bro. It's not great. The icons, the spacing is not good. It's not. I've seen worse, like literally today. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Sure, it might not be like it's not the worst thing you see in the world, right? Like people would still watch it and be like, oh, hey, cool, a custom HUD, especially when most streams don't have it. But it don't. This ain't good. This ain't good. The puke yellow for. Are you talking about the ESL one? Yeah, the muted colors. Don't worry, John. I won't lie. This sucks. Yes, it does suck. It absolutely is awful. And it's kind of fun to look back. I've done this a couple times, but it's fun to look back at the evolution of when I was doing it. So like that was like the first one. Let's see. Did I make any updates to the second one? Let's see. So no, it's about the same. And then going in, let's just go down the line a little bit. Let's see. Did we get any better here? No, that was default HUD. Let's go to this one. Oh, it's already up here. See, and now this is where it's like, okay, this is a little bit better, right? But it's still like, what the hell? What is this? What is the match bar? What am I doing with that? That looks that looks weird, bro. You know, actually, I remember the exact thought process of this. I definitely saw the ESL Challenger, because that's what I was doing, ESL Challenger league, and I saw that they had like a paintbrush for their like design, right? And that's where this like green came from. In 2017, front end frameworks and design were still terrible. Yeah, a lot of them kind of still are. They're getting better. A lot of it is getting better though. What I've learned working at my internship is that actually, like, while web design, like, you can make a website look really, really nice, right? But if the functionality of it is not good, then it doesn't matter. But I also look at one of my first ones and go, what were you thinking? Yeah, exactly, bro, exactly. So, I don't know. This one's definitely a lot better than the first one. You also, like, I was kind of copying, see, I was trying to do the, like, oh, let me make sure that these things are the same, which freaking ESL aren't doing. But, whatever. Let's see. It's good to ringe? What is ringe? I don't know what ringe means. Because it means you've grown from what you... Oh, cringe. You mean cringe. Is that what you mean? You could be a designer for ESL. The match bar is not too bad, I think. It's all right. The designer for ESL, I mean, that would be kind of fun, but I don't know. I'm obsessed with, like, making things look better. Which is why it's so hard for me to work on Openhud, because it's like such a back end thing, and I'm so like I love front end. I love working on the front end for stuff. That's like my cup of tea right there. The ESL font is so good. Yes, the ESL font is good, and I'm glad that I get to download it and use it for the most part. But yeah, okay. So anyway, what we were talking about before, right? So we were talking about Blast HUD. So if you look at this and you think this is bland, which it kind of does compared to something like this, right? Updated. This is updated, but they still hit all the marks on it, right? They have the background matching. They have like everything fits together. Everything fits together. You should build some HTML graphics for Frag, all front end. I would love to do that. Let me do some front end. I love doing front end. But yeah, if you think this is bland, I could totally see that. You got to remember though what CS HUDs looked like before this, because it was not very good. Let's go back. Let's see ESL CS:GO. What's the tournament? Let's just say Katowice. Katowice. Let's say 2019, pre-COVID. One Love front 20. Okay, PGL 2017 major. Let's try that one. Let's do it. PGL 2017 major. Let's take a look at what that looks like. Oh man, the PGL. Oh dude, this one. Oh, this one. This is a throwback. This is a throwback. This is OG. Definitely one of the first. By the way, what is the possible problems when the HUD doesn't appear in game and I have a CFG file inside the config folder? I mean, it is 95% likely that the game state integration is not in the right spot. 95% of the time. That was the first HUD. I love this one on a professional tier 1 level. Yeah, so this HUD, I remember seeing this and I was like, oh dude, this is actually super cool, because before this, tournaments were just using the built-in spectator, or the built-in spectator HUD. And this thing just throws back. This is nice right here. Let's get some of the audio too.
Contact play. That is one mode trying to find our first pick. It's a contact play as well.
What an awful major finals, but I just feel this is nice. This is nostalgic right here. And honestly, quite honestly, it is not that bad. Like, it is hitting all those points that we were talking about earlier, right? Like, the top bar matches with the color scheme at the bottom. Like, all the colors are fine. The color, like, this like, kind of gross yellow color is the Counter-Strike T color, right? That is the Counter-Strike T color for sure. And, it's just, this is a good one. This is a good one. I mean, today's standard, it's not, but going back and looking at it, a lot of people have rose-tinted glasses when it comes to their own design. They think it's awesome, but when others see it, they're like, meh, not great. I struggle with that a lot, for sure. But, I mean, there is no, like, right or wrong answer per se to designing things, because it's like, it's all just comes down to opinion. All comes down to opinion. This one, it's clearly a bad design, but I love it. Why is the observed player so... yeah, so that was I was going to point it out. And also, why are the player cards, like, they're almost off the screen? Like, there's no like, safe zone areas, right? There's no safe zones to look at. But, I mean, still, they're hitting the marks. I guess it is somewhat of a copy of the default spectator thing, but there's definitely improvements here. And I think for the first attempt, this is pretty freaking good. And they even got the, like, flashes, icons and stuff there. I mean, this has to be based on the what is the old let's see, repositories. It has to be based on, like, maybe, like, one of the first versions of this one. If you guys have used this one before, back in the day. Let's see. Oh, he went private. Dang it. I like that guy. But he had a version of it, right? And it looks very similar to, like, what that would have been, if you guys know or have ever used that program. Sadokiss is a go. I do miss him, bro. I miss him. There's a very thin line between CS:GO yellow and puke yellow. Very thin, very thin. It is kind of gross. And actually, mister, I was looking at your designs and I was taking some inspiration from them, because I really like your designs of HUDs. And so I've been messing with colors in inside of Figma, and it's so freaking hard to get a color that matches with that yellow, bro. It's impossible. At least a color that looks good. At least a color that looks good. So that's what I was working on. But I was trying to use that tea color, and there's just nothing that goes. You got to turn it like into like an orange, or else it just becomes this weird, like, you go from like puke yellow, like you were saying, to this like brown gross poop color, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. What is this early morning stream? Well, I wanted to work on my program, Openhud, and let people ask some questions and get some input, and now it's turned into us talking about HUDs and the HUDs that we think are good. Yeah, this HUD was definitely like before its time, 100%. Like, even if you use this HUD today, I don't think it would be that bad. Maybe fix the observed player. I don't know why we're so wide on that one. That doesn't make sense to me. It almost looks like a table layout, you know. But yeah, T color, I think pink or purple is great. Do frag 18 HUD and last prize picks HUD. Yeah, I'll try to work on it for sure. This was when I messaged you, Ches. This is what I was like looking at doing some sort of design for it. I don't know, this was just like a, let me spend an hour kind of messing around, see what something I like, see if I can get a layout I like. Going back to the T color, I think pink or purple is great. I agree with you. Those colors are way more visually appealing, and what I love using is the Tailwind color library because they keep things organized, right? I like going here and copying these values. But I kind of don't feel like you can just switch off from the T color, you know what I mean? Like, this is Counter-Strike right here. Counter-Strike is the blue, yellow. Blue is CT, yellow is T. Red is a little harsh on the eyes, even though it visually like looks better. Red and blue goated. Yeah. If they originally went with red and blue, that would have solved everything. But because Counter-Strike and Valve originally went with these colors, I just like that. That's, my brain is like hooked into being like, hey, they need to be these colors or else it looks a little strange. Red and blue goated. That's why I use pink. So that I was looking. Do I have them that saved still? No, I don't. But I was looking at using. Let me close some of these tabs. I was looking at using this rose. I'm a huge fan. So shout out to STL City Soccer. One of my favorite colors recently is this pinkish red color. I love this pinkish red color. I think it looks cool. So like using this, I would love to use like this like rose color with this. I personally think it looks better, but man, it's just not. It just doesn't feel like Counter-Strike to me. 2025 Valorant HUD is great too, I think. I've not really looked into. Let's see. Do you have an example of that? Valorant VC. I guess VCT is their tournament, right? 2025 images. Valorant's a whole other thing. I don't even know if I want to. Yeah, we need to arrest whoever chose those colors in the first place. I don't dislike the yellow because I think that, like I said, red is a bit harsh. Red is a bit harsh. But I don't know. The yellow is just, yeah, it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate. So is this the HUD you're talking about for Valorant? This doesn't look too bad. I kind of like it. Oh, I like the observed like eye icon. That's nice. How do they do it though? Because they don't have a GSI. That's got to be hard. Yeah, this isn't too bad. It looks pretty clean. I'll say that. 100%. This top bar's a little interesting to me, maybe a little too gamery for me, if that makes sense. Like too like ooh like how can I put this? Gamer desktop tower. When I say gamery, I think of like something like this. You know, that's gamery. That's gamery. Not a big fan of that. I'm more of a simplistic guy. Readability on the player bars is something. Yeah, definitely. Well, are you saying that the readability is not good, or the readability is good? Because I feel like that this is pretty good, pretty decent at least. Maybe the names need to be the primary text color, like a solid white, make them stand out a little bit more. But I would say the readability in general. Well, I guess the abilities you can't really, you know. I think VCT has GSI. Not sure though. Interesting. I always thought that they did not have one, but I may be wrong on that. For general people, is optical recognition. It's not great. The small icons. Yeah, but that I feel like, I mean, when you're doing Valorant, it's just not. There's not much you can do about this. There's just too many abilities and too many like little things that it's going to be impossible no matter what you do unless you have them like massive, and then the player cards are going to look too massive. I think for what they have to work with abilities and stuff, I think they do a pretty decent job. I think that's pretty good. I think you're right on that. Kind of interesting. Oh, I guess their alt is there. I was going to say it's interesting that they have the player cams to the left. I don't really like that, but... And is this the built-in... I guess they have to use the built-in, like, HUD. But yeah, that's not bad. I do like it. It looks clean. I enjoy it. It reminds me of... like, this is definitely, like, sort of modern front-end design. For sure. Anyway, so yeah, and going back to what we were originally saying, right? So if you think this looks bland, right? We started in 2017 with this, and then from there, from 2017, I don't even know. Like, I'm sure ESL started doing it. Let's see. Let's take a look at let's look at a Katowice from 2017. See if they implemented it. If they implemented a HUD themselves. After PGL did it. I don't know. I don't know when. I don't know which game came first, but do we have a game of this? Oh, we do have a game. Nice. Okay. So is this... This is the default HUD, right? This is the default Counter-Strike 2, right? Or CSGO, not Counter-Strike 2. This is default Counter-Strike 2 HUD.
19 frags so far, Matt. That's kind of nuts. You consider they only have through now 4 rounds. Dupree, he's making some interesting decisions.
So, well, okay, hold on. Now I'm being thrown back a little bit because now does the default Counter-Strike HUD look better than the PGL one? This one is definitely iconic. This one's definitely iconic. But now that I'm looking at it again, does the default one look better? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that they started changing it up. But does the default one look better? Huh. I don't know. The goofy outline, or is that, yeah, the goofy outline kind of is thrown. It's like a cartoon outline on the player thing. I don't want to hate this HUD. This is the first HUD, right? We can't hate on this. We can't hate them. This is what has brought us to today, you know? But now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. This one looked fine. It seems like they were remaking the default one. Look, PGL 2021. Okay. Let's take a look at PGL 2021 CSGO. I don't even know. Stockholm? Yeah, let's go Stockholm. Wait, videos down here. 4K Grand Finals. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Oh, you know. Oh, what is this? What the? I've never seen this one. Wait, hold on. It could be good. Maybe I'm overreacting. We also got to look at this Star Ladder one. I remember the Star Ladder one being something. This is overdoing it. This is hey, how much can we do to a HUD? This is over design. I don't want to say, oh, okay, that graphic's kind of sick though. That's pretty good. Wait, how did we go from this? How do we go from this to PGL? What was it? Hold on. PGL Shanghai. I know it wasn't PGL, it was Perfect World, but PGL I think did the like broadcast for it. For the English people. How do we go from this, right? How do we go from this back to this?
No kit yet.
Actually, this one's kind of fun. I actually kind of do like this one. This one, so this was one of the, I think this was happening when I first started Openhud, and I actually really enjoyed the design of this. It's not amazing. It's not like blow your socks off, but it had everything that I wanted in it, and it was simple. And that's what I liked about this one. But how do we go? How did we get? Where did this go? How did I miss this one? This is crazy, actually. Like, look at how the line. Look at this. Look at the line like going around for the round timer. It's just it's almost it's just too much, right? I think that's hot as fuck, to be honest. It's like, see, like this stuff is like this is technically cool. Like having, like coding in a line that outlines the timer, right? That is technically cool, but is very unnecessary. Just so unnecessary. It's nice for the bomb, so I guess you're keeping that consistency. But even for the bomb, I don't even want that personally. I don't want that because if I'm a spectator, right? I'm looking at a HUD and I'm like, how much time do we have left? I guess if you know the times, you can like separate it into 4 separate things. So how much is a bomb timer? Like 45 seconds. So you're like a fourth of 45 seconds or whatever the bomb timer is, and that's how much time is left. But personally, just give me a straight line that's like, that builds the anticipation. This one just kind of looks weird to me. It works, but it looks weird to me. Yeah, I don't know. This one's crazy. I mean, it's definitely not bad. It's definitely not bad at all. Well, how do I put this? Like, this looks good. Look at that. Look at that. Like, that's not overdone. That's not overdone. You can see this Shanghai Major China stream UI design. Dude, that one was clean. That one was clean. 100%. I can definitely see that. I can see that it's definitely not in line with others, but I really appreciate how out there it is. It's good. I'm not gonna say it's bad. Like, this is actually, I'll say it again. Technically, this is a good HUD. This is actually, technically speaking, a very amazing HUD. Like the fact that we have all this. The purple lines are the spectated player. That's how you know who's being spectated. Hydrate. I don't have water. Hi, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. Thank you for having me hydrate. So technically speaking, like I said, this is a fantastic HUD, but from a design perspective, and I think that's where we're kind of like, moving off in different directions, is that it's too much. There's too much stuff going on here. Hey, Elton, how's it going? Premiere time, see you, Zach. The guy who made this is clearly really good. Yes. Clearly, whoever made this is very talented, and like, this is a nice design and clean design, but for Counter-Strike and for this purpose, it's overdone 100% from a design perspective. 100%. This is like how much can we add, and how many little what is the like player, what is this health bar thing for? You know, why is it like a diamond? Like, we don't need that. It doesn't need to be that big. Go to the Antwerp HUD. Okay. Okay. Let's take a look. We got a few ones to look at. Let's take a Antwerp. Is this CS:GO or CS2? CS:GO major? Was it a major? Yeah. Let's take a look. Is this the one we were looking at before?
Yeah, I think that this crowd is.
Come on. Smart play from Robson.
Ooh, okay. Slightly different. So this is along the lines with this one from the Shanghai major. Wait, but this one's kind of nicer, right, than this one? This is the more updated one, but this one's kind of nicer. Oh, hold on. I didn't like that. Look at this. Brown, the brown poopy color for the health bar falls down, and then the 2. See, and this is a personal opinion. I don't like when the health is low. Let's not change the color. I know that we're emphasizing hey, that's important, but it just visually doesn't look good. This whole thing doesn't look good. Antwerp one is the big brother. Yeah, for sure. This is nice though. This is definitely up there for sure. But see, okay, so they're having the exact same issue I did, because I was trying to find a color that you want to have a background darker color for the T side, right? And you have that yellow color. This is your only option. That's your only option. I'd only change the HP drainage color to red. Yeah. There's no reason it shouldn't be red, especially with a HUD like this. Blast has a yellow one. But which looks fine. But for this, there's no reason for it to not be. That is the main reason why I'm going with red/pink/purple now. Yeah, exactly. And I really want to do that for mine too, is to change this. But God, I just keep saying it. The T color, T is yellow, CT is blue. You know, that's just how Counter-Strike's always been. I like when the card collapsed to take less space when someone is dead. Yes, that's a major improvement that whoever came up with that originally. Perfect. Great job. But yeah, this is pretty similar to this one. I actually almost feel like the newer version's a slight downgrade from the new one. But they definitely fix a few things. How do you guys feel about this? Because I've been trying to... I think this is another one of these things that is cool technically. So you can see the gun, based on his ammo, has a specific amount of fill, which is cool. But does it actually need to be there? Does it actually have to be there? Because this does not look awesome. Oh, hey, Frogzar, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. That's my roommate. Thank you for the Prime. Appreciate it. 13 months, Pog. It's a good detail. It is a good detail. And it's really cool. But is it? I'm looking at this from a perspective of a new viewer, right? And I feel like that's what you have to always design based off of is a person that doesn't really understand, or is a first time coming in. Are they going to understand that that's what that means? And I also worked with that HUD. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. Used it or worked on it. Either way, that's cool. I think it's a good detail. I think it's a good detail. I was in the RMRs for Shanghai. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Hell yeah. Good shit. But yeah, it's a good detail. It's a good detail, but I think between having, I don't know. I just don't know if I like it. It's a very cool idea. It's a very cool idea. My first professional gig as an observer. Hell yeah, brother. Dude, that's awesome. Nice. Information is the most important no matter whether the design is good or not. Yes. Yes, that's true. That's true. So I guess I have to take that into perspective. But is that automatically, like, is that 100% obvious that that is telling you that the ammo is low? I mean, I figured it out instantly, so maybe it is good. But overall, PGL, or I guess the PGL version of the Perfect World Shanghai Major, I liked their HUD. It's not like flashy, it's not like crazy or anything, but very simple. Shows you all the information you need, and I thought it was pretty good. And they started they were the first ones I saw starting to do like the knife instead of like ammo for when they have or like showing nothing when they don't have a gun out. So I liked that. Compare that in Shanghai to Copenhagen. Copenhagen? A very thin line between information and design. Yes, exactly. Let's see. Let me close these ones. Copenhagen. Is this the one we looked at earlier? Are you talking 2024? Where's this at? Hey, mister, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Really, really appreciate that. Wait, isn't this the one we're looking at? Or did I type in the wrong thing? What am I typing? Copenhagen. What am I looking for? Was this a major that... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry. Oh, okay. This one. So yeah, this one's pretty similar. Never been a fan of the... Not a fan of the... You know what I mean? Not a fan of the like tilting the player bars. Another interesting idea, but I'm just not a fan of it personally. They did that because of the weapons. Because of the weapons. What do you mean? Oh, because like the weapon is pointing forward? Whoa, poggers! Zachary. Thank you so much. I don't have alerts for that one, but thank you for the gift subs. I really appreciate it.
Gifted a tier
What is
1
happening?
sub to 8 faced.
Oh, Pog. It's gonna go through all of them.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to
Okay, we'll let those go. Thank you again for the gift subs. I appreciate it.
Ekmarsenal gifted a tier 1 sub to J.
It sounds like they're calling you Eggmaster every time it's pronounced.
Ekmarsenal gifted a tier 1
Anyway,
sub
I
to Pole
asked
Slow.
them. They gave me that response. So you're saying that they did this because so like you're saying tilt it like that because the weapon is being pointed forward. Is that what you're saying? I don't like that the round kills have an icon the same size as the KD. I agree with you there. Round kills are always a difficult one to figure out. I think in the premium HUD that I have or whatever, I have it so that the round kills go out here, which seemed like a good solution at the time, but I don't know if it is or not. And they didn't want the HUD to cover the skins. Yes, that is one of my biggest pet peeves, and that is why I can't like a vertical HUD, or horizontal HUD. Where's the blast one? Because I feel like it is just too much. Like it's just too like I don't know. It just feels like we're covering. I know the skins are not important and like it's more about the like seeing visually what's going on, but I just can't. I don't like it. Feels like it's like overlapping, and I don't like that. It makes me feel Feel weird. Still in a match, but I love you, babes. Thank you, Zach. I really like the slanted tags through, though. That's sick. So he does enjoy these. He does enjoy these.
They could really run away with the half.
Certainly could, Chad. However,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It is personal. It is personal preference, but I think it's a cool idea, and that 100% makes sense. It's like, oh, the weapon's pointing forward, so let's make the players point forward like that. That makes sense. But I personally am more of a fan of just straight on. I think that overdoes it slightly. How much space did they really gain from that tilt? Like 10 to 15 pixels? Yeah, exactly.
penny drop. How does this opening kill transpire?
It kind of points you towards the center of the screen, which is cool. But I think where it also falls is like if this is like tilted right, then we kind of have to look at maybe like the top bar too, because then it kind of feels it's like, oh, these side players have dimension to them. They have like a 3D dimension to them, but then this doesn't and this doesn't. So yeah, not concise. My heart still tells me to being in vertical. I agree. I think vertical. I just like vertical. I like being able to see the skin. I don't like the overlapping feeling, and that's a personal preference too. But I don't like the overlapping feeling that comes with horizontal HUDs, such as this. It's just like, oh, it's just like I feel like it's covering, and like, yeah, you get more space like this, right? You get more horizontal space, but really you don't. I don't think you need it. Because the audience's focus is right there in the center, you know? So, how do they even use transform perspective without getting blurry? I don't remember off the top of my head how you do it, but there is a way to do it correctly. I was messing around with it because I thought when I saw that design originally, I was like, oh, that is a really cool idea, and I was trying it out myself, and then I decided not to go for it. But let's see. Can we find the perfect world Shanghai Major HUD, like the one that they used in the stadium? Let's see. Perfect world. What was it? Perfect world. Where's it at? Let's see. Shanghai Major. We don't want the PGL version. We want the one that they saw in the game, or in the stadium. Thank you for the follow, Billy website. Hell yeah, hype train. Let's go. There's a perspective style in CSS, I believe. Yeah, there is. So there's a way to make it work for sure. I just don't remember off the top of my head. Billy, I've never used this website. So Billy. Can we get, let's see, is this one? I love the little guy jumping around. I love that guy. So I've never actually looked at this. I just remember seeing, fuck, where's it? I just remember seeing, I posted this in the Observer HQ Discord. But they have a really cool thing with the bomb that like it would show how much player or how much health a player would lose. Just search spirit versus phase. Okay, let me go back to it. Can I get a translation? That's probably a search bar. Okay. Is this just an intro? Looks like this is just an intro. Yeah, just an intro. Isn't there a translate button? Yeah, translate to English. There we go. Spirit versus phase. Opening ceremony. Come on. Give me one, give me one, give me one. It's probably one. I've never looked into this HUD specifically. Oh, is this it? Oh, wait, is this it? I can't see. It's so blurry. So is this the one that they were using in the stadium? Can I get a translation again? Translate. Thank you. Settings. Settings. Huh. It's not getting better for me. I wish it was higher quality. But it looks pretty good. Even I can just tell from this, even though it's blurry. Button automatic. Button automatic. Oh, okay. Oh, I have to freaking log in. Damn. Well, we can kind of see. Actually pretty similar to the just the PGL stream one. Slightly different. Looks clean though. I do like the background of it. It looks good. I want to see that bomb effect though that I was talking about. I'll show you what I mean. I'll show you what I mean because I posted this in the Observer HQ Discord. And I think that this is like a really cool feature that I've never seen elsewhere that I wish we could, that I wish I was smart enough to implement, but I don't know how I would go about doing that. So 1 second. Pinnacle Cup Championship 2022. Okay, let's look at that one. Let's also look at Star Ladder. Hold on, so we've looked at these, right? So the OG Poggers, right? The first Blast HUD was really good. I guess that wasn't the first version of the Blast HUD, but that was like the first horizontal. This one, technically really cool. Visual for the game, not really working. PGL one good. PGL one good. PGL one. This one has stayed relatively the same. Let's see. Where's the I'm going to pull up that thing I was talking about real quick. Was it in this one? So this is what I was talking about. So they implemented for that Perfect World Shanghai one, right? Look at the bomb. The bomb shows you how much damage it's going to do to a player. And I think this is really cool. So it outlines right here, right? It's saying, hey, this person's in the bomb radius, right? This person in the bomb radius, and he's going to die. It's fully red. And then the further away he gets, the health bar goes down, so he would lose that much HP, and that's freaking that's sick as hell. I don't know how you would do it. I don't know if it's like a server log or whatever, but that's really cool. Has to be AI, probably, of some sort, maybe. Although someone else was talking about in the Observer HQ, they have like a calculator for like bomb. Like how far it's like it'll put like a circle on the radar, I think is what he showed, of like, oh, the person that is being spectated needs to be at this point or else they're gonna die. So that was kind of cool. Okay, so let's take a look. Pinnacle Season 2. Have you guys seen the CCTV HUD? I'm very curious on what you think of the CCTV HUD. Let's see, results. This one, allow. Let's watch it. Is it gone already? Yeah, it's already gone. YouTube probably has it, right? I don't think it's accurate. The walls have great impact on bomb damage. Do they? controversial, but I don't really like it. The CCTV one, see, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I feel like it's another one of those cool. Ooh, is this the one you're talking about? It's CCT has a technically cool and a lot of cool features, but I think fuck it. We'll look at this one in a second. CCT CS2. Let's look at the North American one. Let's go videos. We'll look at the EU one. How about that? So this one, and I think this one was made by Luxar, I think.
On the line.
And I think that this one, like, it's hitting all those design things, right, that we were talking about earlier. Like, it all matches. Like, radar looks good, background looks good. Like, everything matches visually. I think it's, like, very readable, too. Not a fan of the slanted. Although I do think it, like, correctly does it, right? It correctly is, like, bringing you to the center of the screen, focusing your eyes on the observed player in the middle. It's doing all those good things, yeah? But there's just something about it. There's just something about it that I struggle with. And I'm not calling it bad at all. Design is really good. Technically is really well done, but for some reason that I don't know. Dude, that's exactly what I'm saying. It's just like it is the kill feed matches, everything's good, everything's done well and amazing and whatnot. But just for some reason, I'm just like, you know, I think it's partly due to the horizontal for me, with the overlap of the weapon. I don't know. Maybe the color. I don't know. Custom planting and diffusing panels are great. Yeah, it has so many cool things on it. Like literally, I should love this HUD. I should love this HUD. I think, I don't know, there's just something weird about it that I don't vibe with. And I can't put my finger on it. Let's see. Font looks not good. Let's see. What font is that? I don't dislike the font. I think it's clean. I think readable. I'm a Roboto guy though. I really like Roboto. I'm gonna be honest. It's a 10 out of 10. This looks beautiful. It does, and I think that the majority of people would agree that this is and I'm gonna say it, this is a fantastic HUD. This HUD is awesome. Like, it is cool, but for some reason, there's just a part of me that is just like very about it. Like, technically this is amazing design, it hits all the points, but for some reason I'm just like not 100% on board with it. Also, CCT production has a devious feed quality. That doesn't help. What do you mean? Has a devious feed quality.
He's surely going to get caught here. It is a pretty common position for somebody to be holding, but it's still hard.
I'm an unbounded merchant.
He will die.
I'm not sure what this means.
He's tagged as well. He's barely alive, and he should go down at range here. Spook will make sure of it.
The image quality is so bad at times. Oh, is that what you mean?
Good.
Yes.
500.
Yes.
Some cutter grenades coming down onto the B.
That's another huge thing too. And I think that Blast and ESL, I mean, obviously they're fucking production companies, so theirs is going to be like amazing. But this is considered 1080p 60, right? But it doesn't feel like it. Now, is this a re-upload, or is this so? This is straight from them, and it doesn't feel very clear. Fun Spark ULTI Finals 2021 is GOAT, I think. It feels like 720 at the most, yes. And I struggled with that as well too. When I would do my streams, I would always sit there and be like, yo, how do they get there so clear? Because like I feel like I do the correct OBS settings and it just doesn't, it never looks as clear as like Blast or ESL. Let's see. Let's take a look at this one. Or is this, that's just the MVP. Bro, that's so true. Yeah, it's interesting, right? Like I don't know what it is they do, but I just feel like I can never get the same clear picture. But I mean, they're a production company, so they got all that shit figured out. I max out OBS settings all the time and still get crap quality. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think it has to do with bit rate that like, especially with Twitch, I've been doing like I think like 8,000 or something, like overdoing it. Their maximum that they allow or something, but yeah, it's weird. You're saying this one is goated? You're saying that this is a goated HUD? It's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all. It's actually very nice and simple, and I like it. Player cards too far out, too wide. IMO. The principal one I was talking about, just different colors. This is the principal. Oh, this is the principal one. Yeah. So what this is probably made with that free program that I was using originally too, that they just edited, because it has the same sort of like layout to start with. It's good though. It's good though, for sure. I don't know if I'm saying it's goated. I don't know if I would say goated.
Thanks. On the repeat, this Glock churning them up, mate. It's another dink found. Not out of the realm of possibility.
I like the simplicity of it. They did a good job with the yellow and blue colors, I think. Star Ladder Berlin Major. Let's see. Videos. Let's look at highlights, maybe. No, we're not gonna get that. Final. Let's go final. I don't want that. Does no one have it? Is this? Do they save it? This was so this entire tournament is going back to what I said about the gamer feel to it. It was too much. Like the way everything was set up. Let's see. Did they have like the opening ceremony of this major was like a rock, like a rock guy. Like, yeah, here it is. So when I say too gamer, it's like, oh, the whole thing was like, we're kind of overdoing it. They had the goofiest trophy. They did, bro. Just the trophy was one of those. Yeah, it did break. Yeah, look at it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What is that? That's not a trophy, bro. That's not a trophy. That's not a trophy, man. Like that is gamer trophy. It's like you know what the best trophy in Counter-Strike is the I Am Cologne trophy. But like, look at this. This was like overdone. Yeah, I don't know. Something about it. Not great. Not great. Anyway, let's see. What was their HUD? Okay, their HUD's kind of goated though. I'm a gamer. Purple Devil icon trophy. Yes, that in the Blast Paris trophy. Those are the two goofiest trophies of all time. All right, so I remember this HUD not being good, but I guess I was wrong because this is very much that like going off that first version of the HUD.
That makes a big difference.
It has default HUD features, yes. But this design, I mean, this ain't bad. This is actually kind of like, this is kind of nice. This is CS:GO HUD right here. This is like the CS:GO HUD.
Yeah, it's really, really bruised.
Like I feel like at some point every tournament organizer, probably minus Blast, because they like fully went in on their own stuff, has used this version at some point. It just kind of became the industry standard. CS:GO default HUD better than CS2. Oh yeah, 100%. CS2 doesn't even have like a HUD for spectators, which is stupid. The fact that you have to use like the normal or whatever. Change that yellow to red or something, and it's an awful HUD. Yeah, kinda. But this is I mean, like, honestly though, like I was ready to hate on the Star Ladder Major HUD because I for some reason remember it not being good, but this is perfect. Like, this gives you all the information you see the guns that they have. You can see which gun is out. It shows their util, their money. I guess it doesn't show that it doesn't show their stats in the player cards, but it does like when they're spectated, which is actually kind of an interesting one. I don't know if I like that or not. Guns outside the player bars are nice, yeah. I wonder why we stopped doing that. It seems like a pretty decent idea. Secondary gun is unnecessary, yes, 100%. We don't need that second gun in there. No one cares about the pistol unless it's the only gun they have. So honestly, I don't know. This is kind of goated. We got the stats too. Everything is not too wide. We got the player thing right there. Not too bad. Not too bad, actually. But once again, I just think it's another version of that free version of the HUD that Lexograin and everything is basically based off of. So it's good. It's good. That Pinnacle one was the same as the one you were looking at. Star Ladder, this one's kind of goated. I like it. Nothing overdoing it. Screams CS:GO HUD for sure. I'm down with it. Cool. Well, Luxar has some fire concepts on Behave. I've looked at those a lot. Let's see, Luxar. Is his Behave going to come up? Or Behave. Behance, not Behave. Let's see. Yeah, he's got some cool ones. I actually was taking inspiration from one of them. Can we just see what's the scroll? So this one's a super interesting concept. This is one that I was looking at. I can actually show you. I was trying not to like one-to-one copy it. I really think that this is a very interesting idea, but I don't know how well it'll work for CS. But I tried a version out myself. So his is done beautifully. I'm not a big fan of having the like weapons on the outside like this. I think it's unnecessary if we have weapons up here. And I like to keep that information. Like I think maybe move the health and stuff right there and move the team logo out. I don't think we really need the team logo personally. But I really like this design a lot. I thought it was really cool. And the version I made of it is not nearly as good. And ignore these things. But I started working on it and I was like, well, why don't I make a version of the HUD that like looks similar to the default Counter-Strike 2 HUD, but I don't really like what I did with this one, to be honest with you. What's up, TM Burn? Hold on, I'm very bad at reading. Burn our need. Hello, TM. I'm just gonna call you TM. How about that? Because I cannot pronounce your name. And I'm very stupid. How about that? TMB, I'll call you TMB. That's a lot easier for me, for a stupid guy like myself. All right, so yeah, I was taking inspiration from his. His is very clean though. I really like his designs that he does with his. It's just always nice. So I was trying to like see if I could work with something. I came up with this. I'm not a big fan of this one though. Not a big fan of this. I never seen a CS HUD designer. This shit is sick though. Hell yeah, Sora. No, it's fun. It's fun to get into. It's fun to listen and watch. This was another one that I came up with myself. This one's not too bad. Again, we got that like poopy brown color in the background though that I'm not too big of a fan of. Just trying to keep it simple. You do it on Figma? Yeah. I do this part of it on Figma and then transfer it over. So these are like the 4 that I was working on. Here's another version of like vertical HUD. I was like, oh, hey, maybe I go crazy with it and I move the radar down in the bottom left, but that doesn't look very good. None of these, I think of all the ones so far, this one has looked the nicest or somewhat, in my opinion, the best. Although we're coming back to that, this doesn't really match with these down here, so maybe I would need to fix something up like that. Who is Freshy? Freshy is a professional player. He's my ex-teammate. He was on Blue Jays, but I think he just recently got cut or left, one of the two. But NA guy. But yeah, so Luxar's, that one was really nice. I liked that one. I mean, like I said, all of his designs are clean. Like this one might be a little too much. I don't think we need the headshot percentage. Kind of a cool stat to know, but not really necessary. I think it clutters it somewhat. Do you want to see a crazy one? Yeah, throw a crazy one my way. I like looking at them. Here's another one. This one's pretty good. Still clean. It's fun to like look at the evolution of it though, right? That's like one of my favorite things to do is like, hey, where did we start? Like he started at something like this. Super basic, right? Not like basic, but you know what I mean. Like this is like his first design getting into it, and then you can just see the evolution of it, and it goes up and up and up, and it's like, wow, we got all the way to like something like this, and then it looks amazing. All right, let's take a look at this one. Oh man. Yeesh. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, it's interesting. I can tell you that. It's definitely interesting. Ooh! Oh, dude, look at the radar. Wait, hold on. Was the radar? Oh, it's doing the zoom effect. Okay, it's doing the. Okay, I thought it like just came in for some reason. So the radar is right there. See, this is interesting though. This is so bad. It is visually not great, but maybe there's something you could work with here. Because look at how free, like it feels so freed up in this area. Like this is kind of nice, no? This HUD looks like I'm playing a sports game. Yeah. But maybe there's something here. Maybe there's something you can make of this, because I do really enjoy, like, shrink this, right? Like, take the top bar and go like this, right? And shrink it a little bit. And then maybe radar right here and make it, like, transparent. Because I feel like it's kind of nice that we don't need... This is too much. We don't need the primary and secondary like that and all this information. I don't want to say this is awful. I think like if this was someone's first attempt at a HUD, this would be nice, right? So I think there's something you could work with here, but the rest of it, the arrangement works for sure, but the rest of it is yeah. This ain't how do I word that? If this came to me, or if this was my only option, I maybe would stick with the default one, personally. But I think that there could be a cool concept here. I really do. I feel it just feels so open. Like I see everything that the player sees, and that kind of like makes me happy. That is doing something for my brain for some reason. T-base disappeared. Yeah, it's doing the thing. The observer radar, the bolt observer radar, has this option too to like contain the mini map. So like wherever players are, it'll zoom in to the like if they're all next to each other, it'll zoom in so you can see closer to like what's happening. And that's like what they're doing, what this is doing too, which is a cool feature. But this is crazy. This is an insane HUD. It has good features in it, but it has like good features, but it's not. Like I don't mind the bomb bar like that, right? That's kind of nice. The bomb bar is kind of nice. And look at the little animation of like kills or whatever that they have. Like these are cool things, but just not. I don't know. Maybe not. maybe not done in the best design way. I like it though. Again, technically very good. Yes, exactly. And that is like that's where that difference between front and back end come into play, because it really is a like things can be technically really good, but like visually not very nice. Like it's technically cool, all that stuff, but and then the opposite too. It's like you could have a very nice design, but the website, or sorry, not website, the functionality of it is not anything special. So it's a hand-in-hand thing, right? You need both to make it good. Lost after 13-11 after 8-round comeback, Sag. I'm sorry, Zach. That sucks. Mister, you got a first version of your HUD you can send my way? I'd be curious to see like what's the first one you've done. 98 ADR, 60% headshot. That's pretty good. 98 ADR is awesome, actually. It's really good. CCT HUD PMO. We looked at CCT HUD. Wait, PMO. What do you mean PMO? Yo, let me check. Yeah, go and check because I showed mine earlier, and they were not very good. They were not very good. Oh, pisses me off. Yes. Okay. So we were just talking about that earlier. In the CCT one, you missed it, but we had it up, and it's like it is technically so good, and the design, it all makes sense, right? It all makes sense. It all clicks together. Let's pull it up one more time. CCT. Can I go back? CCT. Like visually, it and technically it hits all the points, but just for some reason. It just doesn't work with me. It just doesn't work with me. It hits all the design things, it hits all that stuff, but it just doesn't do it for me for some reason. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what I would change. Maybe the like vertical, like the slantedness, maybe too much yellow and blue, you know, something like that. I don't know. I got some. All right, send them my way.
No less, so it's a gift. Rainwake.
You can DM me on Discord or something if you want, or however you want to do it. They had player pictures up for radar, but online teams don't submit their pictures, so it's little black. Yes, that's a big thing with that. 100%. 100%. I've struggled with that too, because it's like something like this looks good, right? Like this is my design right here. Something like this looks good when you have all player pictures, but if you don't have player pictures, then it's like it just kind of ruins it. And you can't watch from my couch. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And then you don't know like which players are where and stuff. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. An interesting design from Behance title broadcast HUD for CS2. Let's take a look. Behance. Bro, they're so shit. I bet they are better than mine. I can almost guarantee you that they're better than mine. Is it this one? What is my favorite HUD? That's a hard one. I've always respected Blast HUD. Their HUDs, even though I don't like the horizontalness of them. But I like that they've kind of pushed everybody forward into like updating their stuff. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Like 2021, yes. Not their original, because like I think Blast, CS:GO, HUD, because they had like some of their original ones, like this one. These ones, they're not bad, but like I wouldn't say they're like all that amazing, you know. But let's see, like something like this. This is the one I think we were looking at earlier. I don't mind this one, and I'm not a big fan of horizontal. This one. That one's one of my favorite ones. All right, let's take a look at Misters. All right. This is one of your first, bro. This is a first. Come on, man. You saw mine. Mine was awful. Yours is way better for a first attempt, dude. This is good. This is good. Don't say it's not good. I was afraid of changing CSS stuff I could revert. Yes. Couldn't revert back then. Yes. I know what you mean. But this isn't bad. I mean, this is definitely like that kind of like default CS:GO vibe. But this isn't bad at all. You're crazy. This is not. You saw what mine looked like. Mine was awful. Horizontal is less invasive considering most pros have their crosshairs at head level and information is going to be on the x-axis. That's true. And I understand that argument. The problem I have with it is the overlapping feeling. It overlaps like the guns and it makes like I don't like this looks bad to me. You know, and I know this is CCTV, and we were saying this piss off, but all horizontal HUDs have this issue where it just feels like I'm covering stuff that I don't want. Okay, let's see. This video enabled filters. My eyes fucked. I don't know. Maybe like a color vibrance, maybe. Not a skin cell, but not a skin cell, not a problem for me, but I get it. I don't even care about the skins. Like I do think it's cool to look at the skins, but it's not even about the skins for me. It's just like it just feels like it's more. I mean, this is definitely an opinion, but it just feels like there's an overlap and it doesn't work well. It like my brain doesn't like that. There's like. It's being covered. Just like it doesn't matter about the skin, it's just the view model. It feels like the view model is like important to me for some reason. Like I need to see that, and if it's covered it feels weird. It was so buggy. This is not, dude, you're absolutely crazy if you're saying that this was garbage, especially compared to my first version that I showed. My first version was awful. You actually are keeping like I kind of fuck with that observer in the middle. That's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. This HUD is minimal and normal. Yeah, exactly. Like I wouldn't actually say that there's like, other than like maybe like a few minor things like the ammo right here being off center or like not centered with the other text. But that's because of like the font size or whatever. Like other than small things like this is a perfectly fine HUD. This is a perfectly fine HUD. Right angles and rounded corners shouldn't coexist like this. Kind of feels messy in the design. That is a good point. That's definitely a fair point. Yeah, the roundedness, and then we go sharp. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think Faceit HUDs used to have individual player cams all at once. Interesting. You mean like cameras like in the player in the player cards? Is that what you're saying? Most of the things that look wrong is probably because I didn't know how to change. Yeah, so yeah, exactly. But that's just like when you're getting started out. So for a first attempt at a HUD, this is actually really good. Especially compared to my first attempts. I didn't know anything about design. I didn't know anything about coding when I did it, so. I would prefer to integrate player cams at all times so you can see live hype. I think that would be interesting. Can we find an example? If you can find an example of that, I would love to see it. I don't know how well that would work in practice, but I would definitely want to see it. Frag did it. Frag did it. In their most recent one. Frag Adelphia Windsor. Let's take a look. Is this it?
Let's get loud. We are jumping into the map. We
Oh, interesting.
off, get going. Frag
Okay.
19 and its train.
Ooh, audio. Lock in on this HUD. What are you gonna do when CS2 comes out or CS3 comes out? Change your name. There's definitely something missing, but I can't tell. I think that this is interesting. I think that the cameras for each player could be cool. Let's see. I think too much red and blue. Because we got that gradient going on that kind of makes it look like it's like beveled almost. Yeah, match bar is too large, I would say. I think that this is a super interesting idea though to have player cams in for all of them. But there is no observed player. What's up with the? So are we're trying to have. We're trying to have all the information for each player, and then you're just watching, like, we're highlighting the one that's being watched right now. That's interesting. Ooh, okay, and then in a 1v1. I don't know how I feel about this one. Match bar too large. Yeah, okay, I already read that. First thing to do is probably hide the player. Yes, I would do that for sure. I would definitely hide. I don't think we need to see them when they die, when they're dead. I think that cameras for dead players are only good when we're doing like a replay. When we're doing the replay. I don't know about any other time.
They were booming for a second. Yeah.
The stage was set up nice. I need to go to another frag. I haven't been to one in a while. They have player cams on the screen in front, facing the audience. Oh, is that kind of like that's kind of like what Blast did at the major. Because they had like screens in front of each player and like in front of their desk, and then it showed like their name and then like what they had. Because I like that.
I'm just excited because
I think this is an interesting idea. I think that this could be done better for sure though. Wait, where's the focus player bar? That's what I'm saying. So there is no focus player bar. What they're doing is that they're giving you all the information for each player, right? So you can see each player's gun, util, health, money, armor, all that stuff. And so you see each player, and it's just going to highlight the person like this, right? So it's just highlighting the player that's being spectated.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're going to have to start to move a little faster if we are.
So
because a slow start is not what you'd like to see. This being the map pick of Kaleshe, though.
I'll tell you. Okay, so I don't think that this is awful. I don't think this is awful. I think this is actually. I think there's some really cool technical stuff going on here. I think that the players like bottom bar, especially since it's health, looks a little goofy because of how thick it is, and there's no like separate like the smoke icon when there's only one smoke or like one piece of util, and the armor icon is off center. I think the top bar is a little too big, and I think that there's too much color, if that makes sense. Like there's just so much red and blue that it's a little too much. It's clutter. Clutter is how I would describe it. There's a lot of clutter. But I think that this definitely could be an interesting idea. I don't necessarily think I like having the observed player be separate.
Interesting, but we're going to be kind of
I would really want to see how this looks
playing close to our bomb sites, having
On a
invisibility,
vertical
so
setup.
primarily is our utility focus. They're going to look to stuff as well as
On a vertical
play
HUD.
off one another as best they can inside TCon.
How do you feel about this new meta of umps? Second round.
Like the armor should be right next to the health. Let's see. Yeah, like yeah, 100%. Like the armor should be right up there. Maybe grenades down there instead.
They're actually gonna bail out from that one. They're gonna throw up one smoke deeper on. Another one.
Or maybe have like armor below the health instead of in the middle right here, so that way it's somewhat in the same area.
Pusher. So that's gonna be 40 seconds they can delay. It's gonna come back to about 25-second mark, unless, of course, Collision.
I think the screens in person looked neater. Like it was just the HP. Yeah. So I can let's see. Let's just do this. I don't know if this picture will showcase what I'm talking about. Let's see. So if you look right here, so this is where I was at in the major. Let's go. It's gonna be kind of blurry, but that's like what the major at Austin had, right? So they just had the picture or the player camera, kills, death, and then their health bar, and that looks really cool. That looks really good. So it's probably. Are you saying it was something similar to that? Yeah. Okay. Well, I think Ches he worked on some of the stuff at the major, so I think he probably got some good ideas from them, or at least like how to do that.
I mean, it is gonna come down to the last second.
But yeah, I don't know. I think there's something here, like I was saying with some of the other ones. Oh, how do you guys feel about the different color smokes? I don't like it personally. Personally. With the production, considering it was their first time running CS2 in a frag event, no less. Yeah. It's too distracting. I agree. Yes, the game already changes colors for you, and I understand that, like, trying to keep it consistent, which is why I struggle with changing, like, T color from yellow to red. But hate it might be an understatement. Okay. This is definitely too much. This is definitely too much. It needs just a subtle thing. I don't want it to be that blue. Light gray versus dark gray cotton candy on the screen. Yeah. I think the outlining players, it's almost like we were talking about muted colors a little bit earlier too, but like these colors, I think maybe that is a big thing too, is that these colors are just too what is the word? Like too much. Like this blue is too much blue, you know? It needs to be like a lighter blue.
Backhall's not down pop, but instead over to B.
So many players here. The first of them with a 5-7. The dink is easy. The chest shot even easier than that.
Too vibrant. That's the word I was looking for. Yes, too vibrant. At least in some cases, like you can have a vibrant color, right? You can use vibrant colors. Like look at how blasted it, or like these are vibrant colors, right? But it needs to be like kind of minimal, you know? Like he uses the vibrant color for the health bar, and then he uses like darker colors as the background and stuff. And that's good. That's how I think it should be. So let's take a look at another one of yours, mister. This is the second one you sent me. See, this isn't bad at all. This is giving ESL combined with Blast, with how Blast had their old top bar set up. That was probably my best one back then. Yeah, this one looks nice. This one looks nice as hell. Especially for one of your more first attempt. Definitely. Let's take a look at this one. And then you went back to the large top bar. Yep, this. I know this HUD well. At least like the base of it. Nice talking fun stream idea. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. I'm going to be heading out pretty soon here because I have to go do some stuff, but appreciate you coming out. The other ones are pure recycling. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I mean, like I was saying before, for your first ones, those are pretty good. Oh man, that was fun discussing all that. I love talking about HUDs, especially even though I didn't really get to code anything today. I think that was really fun. I actually do have to start going though. Unfortunately, maybe next time, maybe I'll do another one of these soon and do kind of a QA and try to get some other stuff done. Like actually make some progress on the program. Haha. But I love talking design. Anyway, thank you guys for coming out. I really appreciate it. I appreciate Zach for the subs. I wasn't really expecting that many people to come out, but it was fun. I like that. It was good. Hopefully we can chat about HUDs again on stream. Yeah, absolutely. I'll probably, I mean, I don't know. I can probably start doing maybe like a bi-weekly or something and just like try to make progress on the program and try to and talk about HUDs too, because I love, I'm very obviously we are all passionate about it and making them look nice, so it's fun to talk to other people that have that passion. But anyway, thank you guys again, like I said, for coming out. Appreciate the subs, appreciate the follows. Really cool to see that. But I am gonna head out. So, adios. Zach, thank you for the gifted subs. Appreciate you. Love you, bud. Adios. Goodbye.